5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Yankees. Oh, Ohtani, deep and high and gone! Oh, 42 is a bomb to right!
Wow, where did that go? Shohei! Wow, number 42. Now 90 RBIs for Shohei Ohtani.
What a ride this game has been. Angels back on top.
All right, time for StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. And pitches don't happen in isolation, but you can isolate them and just see what is successful within the overall sphere of what a pitcher throws. Lowest opponents weighted on base, and that's basically works off, if you're not familiar, what they use for batting average, meaning a 300 batting average is good, 300 WOBA is good. It brings all your offense into one number. But on a single pitch type, Tyler Glasnow's curveball, he's out. Of course, he's hurt. Curveball is 86. Shohei Ohtani's splitter, and then Jacob deGrom's slide. That is the elite list there, isn't it?
It is.
They're hitting 98 off Ohtani's splitter, Pedro.
Imagine one of those three having those three categories on his three pitches.
Yeah.
Wow. Imagine that.
Amazing. By the way, Ohtani pitching tonight. Since June 30th, when he had that blow-up game, he went 2/3 against the Yankees, gave up 7 runs. If not, I had to look this up. Ohtani has a 2.79 ERA, 100 innings pitched. If not for that game, he has a 2.17.
Yeah.
And we're looking at it very differently. What's changed for him in the last month?
Well, I always said if you give him more reps, it takes about 30 to 60 starts to learn as a starter what your identity is. Once he learns how to command his fastball better, I mean, he's just only going to get better. And so the one thing that I've noticed, he's starting to throw his fastball closer to the intended area. When he got a little sideways, his fastball went on him. He has 3 elite pitches. When his fastball gives the hitters an eye, look, 98, 99, but he can spin it or split it off his fastball. So the fastball the hitter sees up there, right? And then they're going to see a splitter that comes out of the same kind of angle and it disappears. So when he gets his fastball command, it's over with the combination of a splitter and a slider. Every one of these isolated pitches only work if your fastball is something the hitter has to respect. And that either can be location or velocity. And when he combines both of them, he's got some of the best hitters in the game scratching their head. This slider turns the corner. He's been known now to go to his slider a lot when it's going well, and he's learned how to differentiate between the slider and the split finger because he's got one turning the corner, going into a lefty, away from a righty, and he's got one falling off the table. So when I see Ohtani, and when everyone asks me, Pedro, I say, just wait. He's only approached, career 30 starts, maybe? So he's just embarked on the journey of what it takes most of us to learn how to command one side of the plate. If he attacks hitters with that fastball, then it lessens the burden. Then that pitch becomes even harder to hit because now they don't know what. They're seeing a pitch come out at 6'6", whatever he is. So athletic, repeating his delivery every time, and they see the fastball come out, and then here comes Mr. Splitter and Mr. Slider, and it's over.
By the way, I just want to get the numbers here. His slider he's increased from 14% to 25%, cutter 10% to 18% of all his pitches over his last 6 starts, and that's when he has like a 1.58 ERA. So he's kind of evened it out. Like some of those other secondary pitches have now gone up. What do you think of his repertoire, Pedro?
I think everything he has is above average. But more important than anything is the hype is gone about Ohtani. I think he's now more comfortable understanding that he's going to pitch and what he wants to do. He's recognizing the league, more important than anything. He's recognizing everybody and how to approach everybody. And he's trusting what he's doing and also being healthy, John.
Yeah.
Being healthy allows you to execute. In order for you to snap those sliders and snap that split finger, I remember when I said about Tanaka.
Yeah.
Tanaka came over the first year, and that split finger was boom, boom,
Yeah.
Right.
boom,
Right.
boom, down.
Yeah.
And then the very next year after he got hurt was a little bit of a move this way.
Or lateral.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now he has all 3 pitches with very good health and being able to execute and over the hype. Because remember, I think it feels to me like after the All-Star game, everything just kind of settled down, came down to Ohtani. So expect a lot more success, and a guy that's getting used to the league, he's getting to know the league, he's getting to know what he needs to do, and with the kind of stuff he has, nothing but success in the future.
I hate to be that guy, John.
Yes,
you know I hate to be that guy. But I know, watching that, and this was actually inspired. Mad Dog went off on his rant. We weren't on the air yesterday. Went off on his rant and said, boy, Ohtani came up small, blah, blah, blah. Came up small, like his head wasn't there. And I think it shows, do I want him to do both at the same time? He did it for about a month. Yeah. I don't see it working. What do you see?
Yeah, I liked your speech, but you're 100% wrong. The reason...
That was clear.
I mean, this is historic. This is fun. You take away the pitching, it's not nearly as fun. We know he's a great hitter. We know he can hit if he's not pitching, and he's doing both. Right now, he is still their best pitcher. He had a bad game.
John, can I jump in?
Yeah.
Because you're making excellent points. How did he look the other night? You don't think that's going to happen again? There's going to be another blister. There's going to be another thing where he's sliding around where his knee hurts. And we've seen like these near disasters. I'm saying you're courting disaster. It's not like, hey, shut it down. I don't feel like seeing it. Of course I want to see it.
Yeah.
But you're kind of courting disaster.
It is possible that we have disaster. I did watch that game. It was a very tight and it was fair, the strike zone. It was one of those games where the pitch 3 inches outside was not called a strike. There aren't that many like that. I give the umpire credit for that. And it made it difficult for all the pitching. And as you know, it was 7-0 that the Angels were losing, and they ended up winning the game. So there was more offense. That may be a solution to the offensive woes to call the strike zone as it is. But to me, this is a great and historic thing that he's doing. He still has an ERA of 3.3. I'm not giving up. Not yet.
I think it's 3.6. Anyway, just to shoot that. I'm saying he was doing it for a brief period of time. Jason Stark, you're a student of history. Babe Ruth didn't actually do it. In a couple of months, just like Shohei Ohtani did, had a couple of months. But to do both at the same time, it just looks too debilitating. Go ahead.
You are such a dream crusher. Man is supposed to dream. Dream of doing things that have never been done. This guy dreams. That's what he's doing. And he's allowing us to enjoy the dream. Why can't you enjoy the dream along with the rest of us?
Here's why.
Thank you.
Over the previous 2 innings, right now it sounds like they're winning this argument, right? No, hold on.
Well, it's 2-1.
I don't want to be that killjoy. That's true. I need more people. Where are my people? I got nobody. I'm used to this.
You're alone.
Over the past 2 years, how many innings has he pitched? 1 2/3.
Yes.
And he's already had Tommy John surgery, right? So already it's dicey him pitching. How did he look the other night? He was a disaster. He shouldn't be a disaster. If he was a full-time pitcher, would he look like that? No.
What?
He'd be mentally prepared. He'd have a chance to be
Full-time
focused.
pitchers don't have bad days.
Well, they have bad days, but not like that.
It was 99 degrees, right? He said he had a hard time getting used to the mound. Joe Madden actually said after that game, he was thinking about sending him out to right field just to gather himself and then bringing him back to pitch the next inning. He didn't see it as a disaster the way you see it.
Okay, I see it differently, and I like it because I'm aware of the history, and I see when you're watching the games, actually it gets more dicey. It's not like I'm not watching. When I'm watching, I'm like, this guy he's using max effort to pitch, and then you have to use him sporadically anyway. And the thing is, he's so valuable. Like if that's my team, Jason, he's so valuable offensively. That's what I mean by if he was slugging 500 and he was doing okay, fine. Let's try to do both. He's a monster offensively. Let him be that monster.
I don't disagree that he's got this incredible value as an offensive monster. So how could you disagree with that? But every time he has a bad start, we're going to have this show. I feel like I've already done this show. You know why? Because I did it a month and a half ago. Okay, after the game on May 19th.
I wasn't there that day.
I was saying it then because I was saying I can see it coming, and guess what? It did happen, and it's going to continue to happen.
I want you to take a look.
Oh, you brought your own graphics.
I did. I do that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
After you argued then, he should not do both.
Yeah.
This is what he did when he was doing both. He was just about the best pitcher in the sport and just about the best hitter in the sport.
Yep.
That went on for over a month.
Yep.
Your argument against him doing both is what again? He had a bad night in Yankee Stadium?
Is that he's going to harm himself and that his arm is going to get hurt again. And that's what it is, because he's been hurt already. He can't be pushed too hard. This, by the way, I know you're a student of history. Remember, Babe Ruth, by the way, that we spoke to Babe Ruth, and here's what the Babe had to say. It said, Rustin Dodd did a great piece in The Athletic. I actually didn't see this until I wrote the essay, and then I was like, oh, it was brought to my attention. Rustin Dodd found something written by the great F.C. Lane. Talk about ahead of his time. F.C. Lane, all-time great sports writer. Late in 1918, and this is from Babe Ruth, I don't think a man can pitch in a regular turn and play every other game at some other position. This is Babe Ruth saying this, Jason, and keep that pace year after year. But I guess you know better, Jason Stark. I can do this season all right and not feel it, for I am young and strong and don't mind the work. But I wouldn't guarantee I would do it for many seasons.
How do we know what he can't do until we learn that he can't do it? Here's the other difference.
He learned, though. Was Babe Ruth pitching for the Yankees? Why not? You think the Yankees didn't want some pitching?
Okay, here's the difference. Okay, Babe Ruth, you just saw it there, said, I don't think I can do both. If you read the Rustin Dodd piece, what was one of the really important takeaways?
What was your important
takeaway?
This
guy dreams of doing both.
Yeah,
it's what he's doing here.
I have plenty of dreams. I want to be welterweight champ, and then you end up put on a suit and go out and work. Yeah, it's not going to happen. We're asking you on Twitter, so we're at MLB Now. So here's what you have to think. And starting pitcher and hitter. Look, it's good, clean fun. For a month, it was good, clean fun for Ruth for 3 months. And then he slugged .358 when he was pitching full-time. Or do you like to see relief pitcher and hitter? John, I can buy into that. Hey, can you work the 7th or 8th, some high leverage, since he is quite good pitching? Would that be more conducive to his schedule? I'm thinking, maybe. Only hitter, only pitcher. Let us know what you think. Again, keep him starting pitcher and hitting, the Jason Stark path and Joe Madden path. Relief pitcher and hitter, that's more me. Dan O'Dowd believes in that too. Only hitter, only pitcher. All right.